Welcome to the Note to Self podcast. I'm your host, Zoe. I'm a certified professional life coach, serial entrepreneur, verified YouTuber, and published author. On this podcast, you can expect actionable tips, reflections, and inspiration to live your best, most fulfilling life. So, let's get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Note to Self. Today's Note to Self is why I appreciate longevity in the coaching journey. So, I'm going to be diving into why working with a coach for me personally and working with clients as a coach has been really powerful, especially when it comes to working with people long term or myself working with a coach long term. And there are really two different aspects of why this is so incredibly powerful. And that is trust and familiarity. So, naturally, when you start working with a coach, even if you feel like you totally vibe with their energy, it takes some time for our human suits, our beings, if you will, to open up and be able to confide in someone about some of the things in our mind or some of the things that have happened to us in our life that we actually haven't shared with anyone before. I know for me personally, with my coach, it's been this beautiful journey of uncovering more and more that has been in my subconscious. And naturally, as I've had this outlet, this safe space to share, I've uncovered so much. I've actually discovered things that I've forgotten about or patterns that have been so deep in the subconscious that I've never had the opportunity to even recognize, bring to awareness, or look at before. Like all of that comes and has come to the surface through the journey of trust, right? And learning to really trust someone with the workings and what might be occurring in the mind. And I really appreciate this trust with clients as well because it's so beautiful to see people open up, right? To see people open up, to bloom and to blossom over a long period of time. And I say long period, like over 3 months. So the minimum package that I have with clients is 3 months. And the reason why that is because I feel like it takes about 3 months minimum to really begin to access the momentum of the core coaching journey. It happens immediately in the first sessions, but to really see results, to have this space that is 90 days, 3 months, you really see that so much has changed. And I think that's like really important to be able to set intentions at the beginning and see how much has transformed over a period of time. I do actually have a couple openings for one-on-one coaching clients. If that's something that interests you, please feel free to reach out to me. There's a link to my website down in the show notes. My website's being redone right now, so bear with me, guys. It's going to look real fab real soon, but there is actually an intake form that you can fill out. But back to it is seeing clients' results over, for example, 6 months, or even some clients I've been working with for over 3 years. And I see different layers and levels of them open up, and it's allowed them to open up more in their journey of life. And I'm speaking personally as well. This has been the case for me too. It's like the more that I've been able to open up with the coach, I've been able to open up with my audience. I've been able to open up in my business. I've been able to open up in my friendships, the relationships with my family, the relationships with everyone in my life. And that's because I've actually found a newfound trust with myself and in my mind. And that has been so supported and nurtured by having a coach, having this beautiful, trusting space over time. And like I said, I've been working with my coach for close to 4 years now. And it's been so incredibly beautiful because I see how me opening up has allowed me to open up in every other space in my life. And that's the magic of coaching. It's like you look at things in the coaching session, and when you decide to transform and shift things, it shifts every other aspect of your life. We truly are creating our reality, and the universe is our mirror. So when we change our internal reality, we naturally see those results in the external, and it's so incredibly powerful. And I also just, like I said, love to see that journey happen for clients because they always set out with intentions and goals, as everyone does in the coaching journey, and they achieve their goals and their intentions, but in the process, they achieve so much more. And I think one of the most rewarding experiences of being a coach is seeing the emotional transformations in people, not those, like, of course, the physical, tangible results are amazing and so incredible to celebrate as well. But it's the emotional journey that I see in clients that really lights me up. And that's them feeling next level confident in themselves. That's them no longer being afraid to look at things. That's them having this unstoppable momentum and trusting and believing in themselves like never before. That just has me feeling so incredible as a coach to witness that unfolding for people. It's so incredibly beautiful. And the next point that I mentioned around why I appreciate the longevity in the coaching journey is familiarity. So, for me and my coach, like I said, this has been close to a 4-year journey. She has such a familiarity with my patterns that, like, there's certain patterns, and one of them that I can think of at the top of my mind, which came to mind about this episode, is that there are certain patterns that present themselves around certain times of the year for me. And I didn't even know this in myself until Angie, my coach, pointed it out to me. So often, and this has been the case for the last 3 years, is that before my birthday's in December, I sort of go through this like breakdown period where I'm analyzing my life. I'm like, why am I not here yet? Why haven't I not achieved this? Like, have I done enough? And I have this sort of internal breakdown, if you will, of not feeling like I've done enough or feeling like I don't have my shit together, for lack of a better term. And this always arises like the week before my birthday. And I had no idea that this was the case until the second year this happened. Angie was like, "Hey, Zoe, I think you're doing that thing, right? You're like overanalyzing things, perhaps getting in your head. You've got this pattern showing up again that happened last year right before your birthday." And I remember being in the coaching session, really dissecting this, and then coming back to remembering myself, which is what we do in the coaching journey. We come back to remembering ourselves. But it was so great how she was able to point that out to me. And then she was able to point it out to me the next year and in most recent times. And it's just really powerful to have a coach, like somebody who I've worked with for an extended period of time, who just is so incredibly familiar with my patterns and how they show up and what they look like, and just being able to see in my blind spots and be able to reflect that back to me. Like, it's absolutely priceless. Another thing too is that in my relationship with money, there's definitely been things that I've had to work through in regards to my relationship with my dad. Like, I always have had this deep desire of wanting my dad to be proud of me. And I would associate him being proud of me with my ability to make money. And that was just a pattern that I personally had to work through. But it was so interesting because in times when I haven't felt good about money in the past, I remember Angie, she asked me, she's like, "When was the last time that you talked to your dad?" And I would subconsciously, I would avoid talking to my dad when I felt uncomfortable or was facing some challenges around money, because I was too afraid to face my dad, or like just that energy needed to be cleaned up. And it was so interesting because I never have actually made that connection with myself. But once Angie made it for me and reflected that back to me, I was able to have this aha pivotal moment. And that shift created so much spaciousness and so much awareness for me that I was able to transform it so fast. And it just wouldn't have been something that I could have picked up on myself in that point in time. And so that familiarity that a coach brings to your personal patterns or what might be there for you is absolutely priceless. And while we're speaking about money, I would love to invite you guys to my masterclass. This is a 2-day masterclass that I'm holding at the end of this month, called Abundance Embodied. And this is going to be all about the energetics of money, things that I've really come to understand in my up-leveling journey in the past few months. I've really hit some incredible milestones, some incredible up levels and healing in my relationship with money. And I'm so excited to share that with you guys. So please check out the link in the show notes and get yourself signed up. And I will be seeing you at the end of this month for that. And I'm super excited about it. And as mentioned, I also have a couple spots for one-on-one open if you're interested. And with that, I will let you guys go. Have a beautiful and abundant day. Thank you for listening to Note to Self. If you enjoyed this episode, please help me out by rating and reviewing this show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If my energy is resonating with you and you feel the call to work with me, there are an abundance of ways to do so. I offer one-to-one life coaching programs, mastermind containers, and DIY courses, all of which are available through my website, zoearielpoulsen.com. Until next time, take note of all the abundance that surrounds you as you make the most of this game called life.